Now with a hit anime and a wider audience checking out the series, I felt it was time to highlight one of the most significant moments that impact myself in Blue Box. Besides being an amazing manga with incredible artwork and characters that keep pushing each other to be better versions of themselves through sports, and with a little bit of romance sprinkled in from time to time, Blue Box has a special place in my heart. And welcome to the GTP. My name is Scott, where we talk all things manga, and in this video I thought it'd be good to take a look at Blue Box and how it handles the topic of rejection. Every day, Tayaki trains for badminton, while the girl that has caught his eye, Chinutsu, continues to train at basketball. Now, in a typical romance kidding, Chinutsu moves in with Tayaki's family when her parents leave Japan to work overseas. Now living with Tayaki, he slowly develops his relationship with her as they both strive to make it to the national championships with their respective sports. Tayaki sees how hard Chinutsu pushes herself to improve at basketball, only causing Tayaki to push himself to become better at badminton. This in turn causes Chinutsu seeing how hard Tayaki is working to improve himself, only for Chinutsu to continue to push herself to continue to grow as well. Over time, Tayaki not only improves on his own self, but also grows his feelings for Chinutsu, only continuing to grow stronger and stronger while not knowing if his feelings will be reciprocated. At the same time, who has time for love when they are working hard to become the best at their sport? Is it possible that his feelings could become a distraction in the pursuit of them both wanting to become the best at their respective sport? Okay, so this whole time so far I've been talking about Tayaki and Chinutsu, but there's also a third character who also deserves as much attention, and that is Hina, who has been a long time childhood friend with Tayaki. As Tayaki describes her, she's hardworking, easy to talk to, deserving of respect. She is a good person. Hina is also an incredible athlete in her respective sport. She has feelings for Tayaki and can clearly tell that Tayaki's heart is moving towards Chinutsu. Instead of leaving anything to wonder, at the end of chapter 43, Hina puts herself out there and confesses her feelings to Tayaki. She has decided to put her fate in her own hands, being vulnerable while trying to protect herself from being hurt. She does this by sharing that Tayaki does not need to answer right away. Hina hopes in that due time Tayaki will see Hina the way Hina sees Tayaki. And Hina tells Tayaki she likes him even knowing full well that Tayaki has fallen for Chinutsu. Up to this point, we don't know if Chinutsu would ever feel the same way about Tayaki. She is a year older than him, possibly sees him more as a good friend, similar to how Tayaki sees Hina. But then we get to chapter 71, which some might call Summer Love. Ah, summer love indeed. There's just something about going to camp with a group of people and just under the stars, the roaring of a fire, seeing the same love interests morning, during the afternoon, and the evening together, that things just start budding up. I don't know if it's like this for you now or growing up, but it seemed like anytime I went to camp in the summer, so many people started dating at the beginning of camp, then usually a week or so after camp, all of a sudden everyone's broken up. But there's just something about that time, and as they say, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take, and Hina decides to shoot again, putting fate in her hands to let Tayaki know how much she cares about him. So in a bold, vulnerable move, Hina brings up again how she loves him so much. It is at this moment that Tayaki ends up sharing with her the words she has been dreading all along. I can't go out with you. That his heart is for someone else. And it's at this moment for Hina to be known but rejected and not loved by Tayaki is her greatest nightmare. Hina runs away crying, and it's at this moment while reading Hina's thoughts I started getting emotional myself for Hina. I worked hard. I was told that hard work would be rewarded, yet when it comes to love, why am I so pathetic? And what makes this moment so powerful is that in this situation, it's not like Hina is a bad person. In this situation, Hina has aspirations. She's athletic, and in this situation here, in so many circles, Hina and Tayaki would look like a good couple. They are childhood friends, and they're helping each other grow and grow together. And yet, at the end of the day, Tayaki does not feel the same way when it comes to her friendship. And they do say in life you want to marry your best friend, but in this situation, his heart is not for Hina. And this made me think about how can we do everything right according to the world's eyes and still be rejected. It's even worse when you're told that you have talent yet still do not land that dream job or the person you have fallen in love. The author does a good job having us sit with this rejection with no clear answers right away. So how should we handle rejection? And it's not easy. There was many times in my life in the past where I felt or thought I met the love of my life and I was just flat out rejected. And to me, it just felt like the world was just not fair. In the moment or season, it does hurt, but we have to let it go. This too will pass. In the moment is absolutely devastating, but holding on to someone who does not feel the same way is not good for our mental well-being. And when it comes to love, something that I tell my kids over and over again is, do you want someone to love you because they have to? Or do you want somebody to love you because they want to? So my friends, do not give up hope. Garth Brooks has a song which I think is a beautiful metaphor for life when he says, remember when you're talking to the man upstairs, and just because he may not answer doesn't mean he don't care. Because some of God's greatest gifts are unanswered prayers. Some of God's greatest gifts are all too often unanswered. Whether you're a believer in God or not, you just never know what the future might hold. And as for me, it just felt like there was this wall I just kept hitting and I just could not break through. And I'm so glad that the prayers I had at the time were not answered. I didn't know what the future held, and now I can look back at my life. I would have never met the best friend I had if I settled with somebody else. I wouldn't have the 3 wonderful children I have, and I would not trade that for anything. Even the pain of that constant rejection, knowing what I know now. But I will say, in that moment, before I saw that future, I was close to wanting to give up hope, and it just felt so devastating. And if you do believe in God, as a Christian dealing with rejection, I want to encourage you that God loves you. You might not even love yourself, but God loves you and completely accepts you as you are. You do not need to improve anything to be loved by God. For us and for Hina, the important lesson is to not lose hope. In the moment of rejection, it is painful, it hurts, it sucks. But that does not mean it will stay with us forever. If it is the desire of your heart to find someone, I encourage you to not lose hope. Like Hina, keep improving on yourself. You never know what the future holds. To give a little bit of a deeper perspective in my own life, my best friend who I married over 15 years ago, yes, I'm dating myself on my age, I have 3 children with, she was hundreds of miles away, and she just so happened her family moved from a different state to the state I was living in, and she decided to go with her parents. That, my friends, I would never expect my wildest dreams, my best friend, who I was going to marry, the person for me that I was longing for, was going to not be in my actual sphere of influence or in my area. So with that, do not lose on hope. You never know what the future will hold. Do not allow those who reject you to have a hold on you. If Hina does not let Tayaki go, it's only going to lead to a path of more pain and bitterness. Hina has to move on while trusting that the right person will come her way eventually. So those are my thoughts when it comes to handling rejection, looking through the lens of this gorgeous manga blue box. Now this manga is rated for teen, which I agree with that rating, and as well as you can go ahead and check out the first couple chapters on the Viz app for free. It's a great manga, I highly recommend, and my hope is that with this video I could add some value to you, or hopefully you can share it with somebody you know that's dealing with rejection and just hopefully just needs some encouragement, which we all need from time to time. So with that said, if you'd like to see any more content like this, you've not done so already, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you on the next one.